Hey, good afternoon. Up here on Potts to take a look around. Our builder called on, I think it was Saturday. He was here. We'd made a little swap for a power pole for cut a few more trees. We're going down here and see what happened. But I thought I was done with having the heat on. And I got up here and the house was 52 degrees this morning. I put it up on 58 before I left Roanoke remotely, and then I put it on 65 when I got here. It's probably fine. I may turn it down a little bit, but it's about 62 up here on the mountain. uh, Pretty smoky looking today as I come through Newcastle. It looked like there perhaps is a fire, maybe going on out Craig's Creek, but I was looking on the community pages on Craig County. I didn't see anything. I can already tell a significant difference in the number of trees that's been cut. We'll walk down this way, take a look. Luna's not with us today. She's still on her boarding train. She had got picked up a bad habit of wanting to chase after trucks and motorcycles up here, and I'm like, well, that's just not going to work. And I was kind of unsure how to do it, so she's at off-leash training for 3 weeks. We'll pick her up week from today. I'll go pick her up. But we're getting some good reports that she's doing well and she's taken to the training. But her recall's good, but not good enough to override her instincts to chase after cars and motorcycles. So we're down here in the power line right away, and I'm probably going to get the weed eater out. I'm probably going to take a walk and then evaluate what I need to do up here on the mountain over the next couple days, and like you did at work, make a priority list and pick off the things you want to work on or need to work on, the highest priority, and work your way down from that. But pretty breezy up here today. There was a really high warning for forest fires. May end up cutting a few more of these trees we see in front of us. I don't know, but you don't want to take too many, and we got it right here in the right of way. But you see the tracks down here. It's kind of where it's pretty steep. This is where they had brought the Bobcat, I think is what it was, skid steer, down here when we buried the power line going to our power pole. But as you can see, they did cut quite a few additional trees, and I'll probably let these lay until I get done. He said he did cut the limbs off of them. Kind of looks like I'm kind of a little bit of a mess here, but all things in time. I've got a big pile of firewood up on top that I need to split, but and then I can work on that. I know several of these trees down here were dead, some were not, but it does open up my view shed quite a bit. I think it's going to strike that balance between having a really nice view shed and having beautiful trees to look at too. So I think we're right where we want to be on that. Charlie, you miss Luna? You miss her? Luna often gives Charlie a pretty hard time. Charlie's about 14 years old and Luna's about a year old. So she pretty much jumps on him anytime that she's awake. So she does kind of keep him young. But Charlie, even though he's 14, will routinely walk 2 or 3 miles maybe, and he may drag behind, but not too far. He just tends to stay up right there with you. He's not really going to run ahead and find anything, kind of like Luna, but he may very well. He does a good job of keeping up. Looks like a couple dead trees there anyway. Those will probably come down in time. Potts Mountain's a pretty tough environment for trees. I mean, they face a lot of ice storms and a lot of weather and wind up here on this mountain. So it's not always easy to grow to a mature tree here. This area here, there are a few fence posts going along that area. So if you walk up there, you can find them. So this was fenced at one time, and there's also fence posts on the bottom. And as I understand, it was the Brown family that was here. Had a farm for probably a couple generations. But we'll check in a little bit later. I do really enjoy being up here. It's become a happy place. I enjoy not seeing a lot of people and not hearing a lot of noise. So that's become very enjoyable. All right, Charlie, let's head back up to the house. Charlie, go potty. It's really bright out tonight. I thought I'd get a quick shot of it. I'm sure we can't really capture it, but the moon is very bright. There's enough ambient light here. Feels like there's a flashlight on. Well, we're back from hauling trash, and I waited a little late to eat lunch. I think it's about 1:20, 1:30. But cooked a little chicken noodle soup. I was showing you my glucose meter because I dropped it in my coffee this morning, and I would say it's not going to ever work again. I took it apart and was drying it out a little bit. But we did make a trash run, me and Charlie. I've noticed that when it's just me and Charlie, there's no barking. When it's Charlie and Luna, there's often a lot of barking. So, you know, you never know what you're going to get sometimes. All right, we're back from a trash run. Didn't have Russell here to help me this week, but I made it anyway. And I just backed her right into the tree. But our old red cart, still going strong. I'm going to have to buy me a Harbor Freight welder. I do have a spot that a weld is broken, but she's still hanging in there. Of course, Maynard doing his thing. Notice if it's just me and Charlie, we get very little barking at the transfer station, and I think maybe they feed off each other, but he did real well. He enjoys his time up here. I don't know if he misses Luna or not. He's not really saying. We're not going for a walk right now. Come on back. Both these dogs like to walk. As Stoney says, there's an inverse relationship between exercise and dogs' anxiety. The more they exercise, the lower their total anxiety will be. So he also says if you're not getting the results you want, go look in the mirror, because it's usually about you and not about the dog. But I did having kind of a late lunch. I had a headache yesterday and realized I didn't drink any coffee. I thought something else. I thought it was sinus headache, but I think there's no coffee. But this morning, I was going to take my blood sugar, trying to be disciplined about that, and I dropped my meter into my coffee. So I don't think that one's going to work anymore. But if you ever get a meter, Kroger does offer one of the best meters for the value for the money. The strips are very inexpensive. And I think that whole meter kit is like $25. So I'll be buying a new one. But we'll check in a little bit later, and we'll try to accomplish a few things outside. It is about 62 degrees up here today. We had a lot yesterday. I think I showed you we had quite a bit of smoke. Today looks pretty good. Got a pretty good view of the mountains, and we're able to see beautiful clouds. So I sat on the couch and dosed myself with caffeine this morning, so no headache today. And we were able to run to Newcastle and make a run to the transfer station. The road's good and dry. And we're right at, I'm showing 62 degrees. So that's about 10 degrees warmer than, 10 degrees cooler than it is in Newcastle when we went down. But it feels real good. Feels real good. So we're going to try to plant some bulbs, load up some stuff. I got to eat my lunch first, then make my list. All right, we'll check in a little later. All right, here's Charlie, 14 years old, just finished his 2.5 mile walk. Charlie, come on out. Wait just a minute. Let him cool down a little bit, but just wanted to turn on the camera. I was out here making our usual loop. I think I'm out walking in here on the bottom tomorrow before I leave. But, you know, you see all kinds of people out here. Well, sometimes you see nobody, then sometimes you see a few people, but ran into two people in a Volkswagen SUV from Canada. So they had Ontario plates on. And, you know, I've seen people from Ohio and Michigan and Illinois. Not sure how they found us, but glad they did. Another beautiful day. I can clearly see Smith Mountain and Smith Mountain Lake. Yeah, I'm easily seeing over 50 miles on the ranges. So absolutely lovely. Charlie, you ready to eat? Do you miss Luna? You miss Luna? Are you glad for her to come back? She's coming back Tuesday. You know that, right? Luna's coming back.